Most people think they've seen powerful tractors, but very few know about the machines that rewrote farming history. Before touchscreens, before GPS, tractors were judged by one thing only: raw pulling power. Some of these tractors were so rare, most farmers don't even recognize them today. Others became legends because they refused to break, no matter the load. We're counting down the most powerful classic Ford tractors ever built. From a forgotten 4WD beast, to a final machine so massive, many still call it a monster. Trust me, you don't want to miss the last one. At number 7, we have a tractor that represents an era when limits simply didn't exist, the FW60. Between 1977 and 1982, this machine was not designed for ordinary farming, it was built for the toughest fields and the heaviest work imaginable. Back in 1982, its original price was a massive $99,394, which clearly showed that this tractor was never meant for everyone, only for those who needed extreme power. The FW60 delivered an incredible 335 horsepower, a figure that was almost unheard of in its time. This level of power allowed it to pull massive implements with ease, making deep tillage and large-scale farming look effortless. To support such brutal performance, Ford equipped it with a gigantic 851.6-liter fuel tank, allowing the tractor to work for long hours without stopping, perfect for vast fields where downtime was not an option. Its hydraulic system was just as serious, featuring an open-center hydraulic setup with an open-center rear lift, designed to handle heavy loads consistently and reliably. The tractor's sheer size was impossible to ignore, weighing an astonishing 31,100 pounds, 14,106 kilograms. This massive weight wasn't a drawback, it gave the FW60 unmatched traction, stability, and control in the toughest soil conditions. Power delivery came through the legendary Spicer 1010 transmission, paired with 10 forward and 2 reverse gears, ensuring smooth yet aggressive power transfer. The hydraulic clutch with 393mm cerametallic dried discs was built to survive extreme stress, making this tractor a true workhorse. Even its electrical system was heavy-duty, featuring 4 batteries in a 12-volt system, ensuring reliable starts and performance in all conditions. The FW60 was never about comfort or fuel savings, it was about domination. Even today, decades later, it stands as a symbol of raw engineering and uncompromising strength, earning its place as number 7 on this list of legendary powerful tractors. Number 6 is a tractor that defined modern high-power farming, the Ford 8970. Produced between 1993 and 2002, the Ford 8970 represented the pinnacle of Ford's classic diesel tractor engineering. This was a machine designed for farmers who needed real power, reliability, and versatility, in short, a tractor built to dominate large-scale operations. At its heart was a Ford 7.5-liter, 6-cylinder diesel engine, producing a massive 240 horsepower at the PTO. This wasn't just a number, it was raw strength, capable of handling the heaviest implements with ease. Power delivery was smooth and precise, thanks to a 16-speed full power shift transmission, giving operators complete control over torque and speed in every field condition. Whether you needed fine control for delicate tasks or full throttle pulling for tough tillage, the 8970 never hesitated. The 8970 combined the best of classic mechanical engineering with modern usability. Mechanical drivetrain, simple, strong, and highly reliable. 2- or 4-wheel drive, adaptable to different terrains and conditions. Power steering, for easier handling despite its size. Hydraulic wet disc brakes, consistent stopping power even under heavy load. This was a tractor built to endure. With robust design, dependable engineering, and sheer muscle, the Ford 8970 could spend long hours in the field without complaint. When new, the 8970 had an original price of $127,000 in 2000, reflecting its premium capabilities. It was a serious investment, but it delivered serious results, every dollar worth it for large farms, contractors, and anyone demanding top-tier performance. The Ford 8970 was commonly used for heavy plowing and deep soil preparation, towing and hauling massive loads, PTO-driven large-scale equipment, long working hours on expansive farms. Even decades later, the 8970 is still respected as a modern classic, a symbol of raw power, versatility, and Ford reliability. That's why the Ford 8970 earns the number 6 spot, not just for horsepower, but for engineering, endurance, and sheer dominance in the field. Taking the number 5 spot is a tractor that many farmers still call one of Ford's toughest creations, the Ford TW35. Produced between 1983 and 1986, the Ford TW35 represented the peak of Ford's traditional row crop power before modern electronics took over. What made it even more special was its global production. The TW35 was built not only in the United States, but also in England and across Europe, proving its worldwide demand and reputation. At the heart of this beast was the legendary Ford 6.6-liter, 6-cylinder diesel engine, producing an impressive 192 horsepower. This wasn't just high power for its time, it was serious muscle, designed to dominate large fields and heavy workloads. The TW35 was engineered for control as much as power. It featured a hydraulic rear differential lock, allowing maximum traction when conditions got tough. Add to that power steering, and despite its size and strength, the tractor remained surprisingly manageable in the field. Stopping power was just as important as pulling power. The TW35 came equipped with hydraulic wet disc brakes, giving reliable and consistent braking even under heavy load, a crucial feature for large tractors working long hours. One of its biggest advantages was endurance. With a massive fuel capacity of 75 gallons, 283.9 liters, the TW35 was built for long, uninterrupted working days. Less refueling, more work done. This tractor was commonly used for heavy plowing and deep tillage, large cultivators and disc harrows, high-demand PTO equipment, big farm operations with long working hours. Like all true classics, the Ford TW35 relied on pure mechanical engineering. No electronics, no computers, just solid steel, a powerful drivetrain, and engineering focused on strength and reliability. Even today, the TW35 commands respect. Its sound, size, and presence instantly remind you of an era when tractors were built with no compromises. That's why the Ford TW35 earns the number 5 position, a globally built powerhouse that delivered raw strength, control, and endurance, and remains one of Ford's most feared classic tractors. Coming in at number 4 is a tractor that truly showed the world just how serious Ford had become about power, the Ford 9600. Produced between 1972 and 1976, the Ford 9600 arrived at a time when farms were rapidly growing and machinery was being pushed harder than ever before. This was not a tractor built for light or occasional work. It was engineered for long days, heavy loads, and non-stop field operations, where reliability mattered more than anything else. At the heart of the Ford 9600 was Ford's legendary 6.6-liter, 6-cylinder diesel engine, producing around 111.4 horsepower. What made this power special wasn't just the number, it was how smoothly and consistently it was delivered. Paired with a 16-speed partial power shift transmission, operators could stay in the power band, change speeds efficiently, and keep pulling without losing momentum, even under heavy load. Endurance was one of the Ford 9600's greatest strengths. With a large 162.8-liter fuel tank, this tractor was built to stay in the field for hours at a time, reducing downtime and maximizing productivity. On big farms and wide fields, that kind of range made a real difference. When new in 1976, the Ford 9600 carried an original price of around $17,300, a serious investment at the time. But farmers didn't buy it for looks or comfort. They bought it because they needed a machine that would work hard every single day and keep going season after season. In real-world use, The Ford 9600 proved its worth in heavy plowing, deep tillage, large disc harrows, heavy trailers, grain hauling, and PTO-driven equipment. Its weight, torque, and gearing made it especially effective where steady pulling power mattered more than speed. Like the best tractors of the classic era, the Ford 9600 relied on pure mechanical engineering. No electronics, no computers, just solid steel, proven drivetrains, and a design focused entirely on durability and performance. That simplicity is one of the biggest reasons why many Ford 9600 tractors are still working today, more than 5 decades later. And that's why the Ford 9600 proudly earns the number 4 spot, a tractor that combined power, control, and endurance, and helped cement Ford's place in the world of high-horsepower farming legends. Coming in at number 3 is a tractor that marked a turning point in Ford's power story, the Ford TW20. Produced between 1979 and 1983, the Ford TW20 represented a new generation of high-horsepower Ford tractors. This was a time when farms were getting bigger, implements were getting heavier, and tractors needed more than just strength, they needed control. At its core was the proven Ford 6.6-liter, 6-cylinder diesel engine, delivering an impressive 157.1 horsepower at the engine and around 135 horsepower at the PTO. This gave the TW20 the ability to run large equipment with confidence while maintaining smooth, consistent power delivery. The TW20 was built to handle serious work. Its strong gearbox allowed farmers to manage power effectively across different field conditions, whether pulling heavy tillage equipment or operating PTO-driven machines. Everything about this tractor felt solid, balanced, and purposeful. With a fuel capacity of 124.9 liters, the TW20 was designed for long working days, reducing downtime and keeping productivity high. It was a tractor meant to stay in the field and keep working. When new, the TW20 carried an original price of around $40,648, placing it firmly in the premium category. This wasn't a tractor for small jobs, it was an investment for farmers who needed dependable power on a large scale. Like the other machines on this list, the TW20 relied on simple, mechanical engineering, no electronics, no computers, just solid steel, proven drivetrains, and a design focused on real-world farming needs. Even today, the Ford TW20 remains a respected classic. Many are still working, still pulling hard, and still proving why this tractor deserves its place among Ford's most powerful machines. That's why the Ford TW20 earns the number 3 spot, a tractor that perfectly balanced power, control, and reliability during one of Ford's most important eras. The number 2 spot on our list is a tractor that defined serious farm power in the 1970s, the Ford 8600. Produced between 1972 and 1976, the Ford 8600 represented a major step forward in Ford's high-horsepower tractor lineup. This was not a light-duty machine. It was built for farmers who demanded strength, endurance, and long working hours in the field. At its heart was a proven Ford 6.6-liter, 6-cylinder diesel engine, an engine known for torque, durability, and smooth power delivery, with approximately 92.4 horsepower at the engine and an impressive 110.7 PTO horsepower. The 8600 had more than enough muscle to handle heavy tillage, large implements, and demanding farm operations. Power was delivered through a strong 8-speed transmission, giving operators the control they needed in different field conditions. Whether plowing deep soil or pulling heavy equipment, the Ford 8600 stayed composed and dependable. One of the standout features of this tractor was its ability to work long hours without stopping. With a fuel capacity of 162.8 liters, it was designed for extended days in the field, fewer refueling stops, more work done. When it was new in 1976, the Ford 8600 carried an original price of around $15,200. Reflecting its position as a serious investment for large-scale farming. It wasn't cheap, but it earned every dollar through performance and reliability. Like all true classics, the Ford 8600 relied on simple mechanical engineering. No electronics, no computers, just solid steel, a powerful drivetrain, and proven design. This made it easy to maintain, highly reliable, and trusted by farmers worldwide. Even today, the Ford 8600 remains a respected name. Many of these tractors are still working decades later, proving just how well they were built. That's why the Ford 8600 earns the number 2 position, a tractor that may not be the biggest monster on this list, but one that delivered real, usable power day after day, year after year. Coming in at number 1 on our list is a tractor that most people rarely see, but those who truly understand tractors respect it deeply. This is the County 754. Built in the 1970s, the County 754 was never an ordinary machine. Developed in the UK by County Commercial Cars, it was based on trusted Ford tractor engineering, but transformed into something far more aggressive and purpose-built. This tractor wasn't designed for comfort or show, it was built for hard work, heavy pulling, and unforgiving terrain. What truly set the County 754 apart was its advanced four-wheel drive system. At a time when most tractors were still two-wheel drive, County focused on traction, balance, and control. This made the 754 incredibly effective in wet fields, hilly land, forestry, and heavy tillage, where grip mattered more than speed. On paper, its 75 horsepower doesn't sound impressive, but real-world performance tells a different story. Thanks to its heavy build, smart gearing, and constant 4WD grip, the County 754 often outperformed much larger tractors in demanding conditions. Power was delivered through a strong 8-speed transmission, built to work smoothly under load. With a rear lift capacity of 3,859 pounds, 1,750 kilograms, it handled heavy implements with confidence, stability, and control. Like all true classics, the County 754 relied on pure mechanical engineering. No electronics, no computers, just solid steel, proven drivetrains, and practical design, making it reliable, easy to maintain, and trusted by farmers who valued function over luxury. These tractors proved their strength in forestry, construction, and the toughest farm jobs, where weaker machines failed. And even today, many County 754s are still running strong, thanks to their Ford-based components. Parts availability remains better than expected, keeping these legends alive. In its era, the County 754 proved that real power isn't just about horsepower, it's about traction, control, and durability. That's why the County 754 earns the number 1 spot, not for popularity, but for its unmatched strength and unstoppable performance. This tractor wasn't built to impress crowds, it was built to earn respect in the field. The Ford 9600 proved that true power isn't about speed or technology, it's about showing up every day and never giving up. Decades later, it still works, it still pulls, and it still stands as a reminder of a time when tractors were built to last a lifetime. That's the Ford 9600, a true classic of real power. Engine idle, fade to black.